If there are any friends or family members that are not here tonight, they would like to see the video, it should be up on our YouTube channel in the next few days. We'd also like everyone to make sure that their microphones are muted at this time and only unmute your mic if you're speaking. We would like to ask all of our inductees, speakers, to turn their cameras on so that we can see you and so that you come to the forefront. And we also suggest that you might want to put your, you might want to choose the speaker mode on your Zoom settings so that the speaker is the main part of your screen, if you want to try to do that. Okay, so just give me a second here and we will get started. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Michelle Gribben. I will be your Masters of Ceremony for tonight's induction. I'm a senior lecturer in the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, and also a 1987 alumna of the college. I was inducted in May of my senior year, which was then Western Maryland College, to Phi Beta Kappa. And I am the current president of the Delta of Maryland chapter here at McDaniel. And so let me be the first tonight to congratulate all of you who are being initiated into this prestigious honor society. And I'm sure there'll be many more congratulations as our evening goes on. We want to thank everyone who has taken their time to join us tonight to meet us in this space as we celebrate the academic accomplishments of tonight's inductees. So the first thing I'd like to ask all the inductees to do is to open the envelope of materials that we sent to you. And in there, you should find a program that is printed on blue cardstock. You can leave the rest of the items in the envelope for right now, but if you want some idea of the order of events, you can look at that program that we included in your packet. Our purpose here tonight is to receive into our society those who, having qualified for election and wish to be admitted to its privileges and to undertake its responsibilities. For those of you who may not be aware of the requirements that it takes to be invited to join Phi Beta Kappa, I'd like to review those for you now. The students who are joining the Maryland Delta chapter tonight have completed a minimum of 96 of their 132 credits, or about 75% of the credits required for graduation, have been completed in liberal arts classes. Many of them, as you saw in the slides that were going by earlier, have double majored or have minors that demonstrate the depth of their study in the liberal arts during their years here on the Hill. These students have gone above and beyond the requirements of the McDaniel plan. They've completed at minimum the intermediate level of a second language. They've completed a college level math class. And while doing those things, they have completed the requirements successfully that their GPA has ranked them at the top of their class. Being a part of Phi Beta Kappa is an amazing accomplishment that of course looks great on your resume, but it runs much deeper than that. Eligibility into this honor society demonstrates a passion and a love for learning. It also demonstrates a high moral character and displays a commitment to studying a diverse array of subjects, spanning the liberal arts from science and math to literature and history. It acknowledges that these students have approached the world around them with critical inquiry, with an open mind to new ideas. The pledge that each inductee will make tonight is a confirmation of these principles. And in making this pledge to Phi Beta Kappa, it's our hope as chapter members that they will consider it a promise to use these foundations that have been laid by the professors here on the Hill to think and act critically, creatively, and humanely in their professional work and their personal lives as exemplary citizens of the global world that we are sending them off into. In addition, we hope that they will endeavor to be advocates and carry the torch for the liberal arts into the sphere of influence that they go into in today's ever-changing world. According to Phi Beta Kappa's historical documents that date back to the induction ceremony of 1779, the president of the original chapter, the Alpha chapter, greeted his initiates with the following words. This society was founded by a few friends for social interaction. At first, it was confined to a small number of worthy students. They planted the scion from which has grown this tree that now buds forth before your eyes with blossoms of harmony and concord. It was engrafted on the stock of friendship in the soil of virtue and was enriched by literature. To cherish and keep it alive have been the constant care of those members who have succeeded. Students, you are about to become one of these successors, and it is our fondest hope that you will cherish the society and strive to perpetuate the spirit of this greeting. As is customary on this occasion, our chapter historian, Dr. Stephen Feely, will now bring you greetings and give you a brief account of the history of the society in general and of our chapter specifically. Dr. Feely.
I do not see,
I was going to say it's he here.
yes, I do not see Stephen here, although he texted me yesterday that he would be here. But I have his remarks, so I will.
Okay, go ahead.
Second, I'm going to start my video so you can see me. Hello, greetings. Sorry. Phi Beta Kappa was born as a secret society in revolutionary times. In 1776, at the College of William and Mary, as young men pondered their roles as future leaders. Members debated intellectual and social questions from whether a wise state hath any interest nearer at heart than the education of the youth, to the desirability of putting an end to African slavery. The call to service and intellectual pursuits continued past the Revolution, and the organization expanded over the next century. In 1875, Phi Beta Kappa enlarged its membership to include women. The society now has over 550,000 living members and elected over the years by the 290 chapters at colleges and universities throughout the country. Nearly 50 alumni associations provide opportunities for a lifelong relationship with Phi Beta Kappa and its activities and goals on the community level. For much of McDaniel's college's history, top academic students were initiated into the college's own honor society, the Argonauts, founded in 1935. McDaniel College applied for membership within Phi Beta Kappa, and in 1979 received a chapter to be designated the Delta of Maryland chapter, the fourth such institution in Maryland. Phi Beta Kappa continues to take great pride in its origins. The present Phi Beta Kappa key, for example, produces the design originated by the young founders, the society at William and Mary. And you can see it behind me on this board, hopefully. On the front, it bears the Greek letters PBK, the initials of the words Philosophia Bio Kubernetes, meaning the love of learning is the guide of life. The 3 stars in the upper left-hand corner symbolize the aims of the society: friendship, morality, and literature or learning. A pointing hand in the lower right-hand corner stands for aspiration. On the reverse side are inscribed the letters S and P, which stand for the society's second motto, the Latin words Societas Philosophiae, meaning philosophical society. Below them appear the date of the founding of the first chapter, December 5th, 1776. The member's name and electing chapter are engraved above. Although Phi Beta Kappa ceased to be a secret society over 150 years ago, tradition has preserved 2 secret signs. When members met, they greeted each other by drawing the backs of their index fingers across middle and of the right hand across the lips from left to right, thus apparently affirming that their lips were sealed. They followed this sign with a handshake, one of the traditional forms of which will be revealed to you at the end of the ceremony. Phi Beta Kappa continues in the spirit of its founders. Charles Evan Hughes, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, proclaimed in words still true today, the particular interest of Phi Beta Kappa is in liberal education. It means the development by careful training of the capacity to appreciate what has been done and thought, the ability to make worthwhile appraisals of achievements, doctrines, theories, and proposals. It is liberal because it emancipates. It signifies freedom from the tyranny of ignorance and from what is worse, the dominion of folly. Phi Beta Kappa holds aloft the old banner of scholarship, and to the students who have turned aside from the easier paths and by their talent and fidelity have proved themselves to be worthy, it gives the fitting recognition of a special distinction.
Thank you. All right, so tonight we induct into this chapter 19 seniors from the class of 2021. They joined 2 of their classmates who were elected as juniors in May of 2020. We also induct 5 exceptional juniors who we hope will carry the banner of academic excellence to the rest of the class of 2022 during their senior year. In accordance with the rules of this chapter and in consequence of good opinion of your intellectual and moral character, supported by your record of high academic attainment at this institution, you have been selected as worthy of becoming members of Phi Beta Kappa. Your names have been submitted to the scrutiny of the constitutional electors of the chapter and have met with their approval. You have been formally notified of your election, and by your presence here, you signify your desire to be enrolled as members of this ancient and honorable society. In a moment, the secretary of our chapter will read your names one at a time. When your name is read, to acknowledge your attendance, we ask that you answer the pledge of membership with the phrase, "I do." The pledge you are committing to when your name is called is this: do you solemnly promise that you will hold, let me try that again. Do you solemnly promise that you will be true and faithful to Phi Beta Kappa, uphold its standards, obey its laws, and seek to reflect credit upon your affiliation with this venerable fellowship of learners? And so our secretary, Dr. Mary Bendel-Simpson, will read each name.
Jessia Marie Avila.
I do.
Ha Tu Nguyen. In absentia. Jonah Warman Ruskin. In absentia. Danielle Faith Wendt.
I do.
Kara Elizabeth Woolston.
I do.
Nicholas Ashton Bowman.
I do.
Blair Arlene Boyle.
I do.
Joseph James Conklin.
I do.
Carly Nicole Critchfield.
I do.
Ashley Noel Deal.
I do.
Kathryn P. Dixon.
I do.
Delaney Zaidet Ford.
I do.
Deirdre Marie Gallagher. In absentia. Abbey Elizabeth Gillis.
I do.
Davin Hong. In absentia. Elva Elizabeth Hoya.
That's here.
I think I heard you. You weren't loud enough to go to your picture, I think. But you're here, I know.
I do.
There she is.
Sydney Evelyn Kelly.
I do.
Anna J. Kuhn.
I do.
Stefany Mercedes Martinez.
I do.
Julia Marie Murphy.
I do.
Priscilla Owusu. In absentia. Jose Manuel Pack.
I do.
Michaela Ann Patterson.
I do.
Zachary James Rajari.
I do.
Okay, thank you. We will now proceed to the induction of our alumnus member. Our Constitution states graduates of the institution of not less than 10 years standing who by their contributions in the fields of humane sciences and letters or by works of pure literature have since graduation given clear evidence of the possession of distinguished scholarly capacities may be elected to alumni membership. I would now like to introduce Dr. James Leitner, who was is the chair of the Committee on Alumni Memberships, who will read the citation for Gerald Hammond Miller.
Gerald Hammond Miller, known to most of everyone as Jerry, you left your home in Hyattsville to become a freshman at Western Maryland College in 1959 to study mathematics and economics. You joined men and women who became lawyers, financial advisors, an Army general, college professors, ministers, teachers, and school administrators, as well as a known political columnist. It was an exceptional class. Your classmates knew you as being tall and skinny, even nicknaming you Bones, but they also remembered you for your prowess on the tennis court as a player and eventually captain of Coach Frank Hurt's team. In your 4 years on the campus, you were manager of the college soccer team, treasurer of Gamma Beta Chi, member of the Letterman's Club, and in spite of being known as a frequent class cutter, at least according to your yearbook, you completed the major in economics, receiving the Wall Street Journal Student Achievement Award and graduated cum laude. I suspect when you put down your WMC tennis racket, you never had any idea where your life would take you. You received fellowship offers from Princeton and Harvard, but chose to accept one from Michigan State University's graduate program in public control, reputed at the time to be the best in the nation. You had no intention of staying in Michigan after you received your PhD, but life plans changed when you met your future wife, Sharon Cole, married her, and changed your doctoral focus to economics. I'm sure your old advisor, Ralph Price, was very proud and pleased. You completed an MA in economics in 1965 and your PhD in 1970. While still in graduate school, you began your long tenure with the state of Michigan, Department of Management and Budget, doing research on tax policy and revenue estimating. Upon completion of your doctorate, you became director of the research division, then director of the Office of Intergovernmental Relations, and then the director of management and budget. In this position, you served as state budget director and special advisor on economics and taxation for then Governor William Milliken. You also taught courses in public finance and economics at Michigan State. During your career, you authored several articles for the Michigan Economic Review and the Michigan Farm Economics, as well as numerous gubernatorial reports on the economic status of Michigan. Not a bad career ladder for one who had no plans for staying in Michigan after the PhD. They just stick together. After 20 years working with state finances, you shifted your administrative skills when you were named director of the Michigan Department of Social Services, Michigan's largest state agency. Upon retirement from state service, you became, for a time, Senior Vice President of Welfare Reform Services and as a specialist in health and human services. Life changed again because 2 of your children had been born with a rare disease, which sadly ultimately resulted in their passing away. You moved to South Florida and turned your economic skills to establishing a foundation in their memory, of which you are director and founder. And also you founded in 2012, Trailways Camps, a summer camping experience for adults who are mentally and/or physically challenged. Recreational events include water skiing, canoeing, fishing, arts and crafts, swimming, nature walks, and a talent show. Trailways serves 60 campers annually for an overnight camping session. You have founded other similar camps in Michigan and Texas. Your foundation, on which you spend lots of effort in fundraising, provides scholarships for the participants. Jerry, your life and career have changed several times over the years since you have left this campus in 1963. And we are proud of your successes in these various areas of service. We are also proud to add your name to the roll of the Delta of Maryland chapter of Phi Beta Kappa today as an alumnus member. Congratulations.
So Jerry, you have been selected by this chapter as alumnus of our institution for the distinction because you have fully satisfied the conditions of membership. Having heard the pledge that was undertaken by the previous members in course, do you also accept the rights and obligations of membership in Phi Beta Kappa? If you do, please, if so, please say I do. So it is our tradition to ask our newly inducted alumnus member to offer thoughts on the value of the liberal arts education. So can you please, I think you're muted. You might need to unmute your mic.
There you go.
Is that better?
That's better. Thank you.
So, I do.
Hi.
Well, thank all of you. I really appreciate this initiation and reflecting back on my years, as was mentioned earlier, when I was there at the beautiful campus. It was Western Maryland College. And I want to share a few thoughts about that with all the new inductees, et cetera. About 60 years ago, when I was thinking about one of the most important decisions I had to make, and that being what college or university I would go to, I had a number of choices. I could go to one of the Ivy League schools or a large state university, but I wanted to get a broad liberal arts education with small classes where I could develop and really learn what was the subject I was interested in. And as a result, I selected Western Maryland College. What I'd like to share with you a little bit today is just three sort of concepts that flow together of learning, earning, and serving that were developed in my thinking out of being a part of Western Maryland College. The key point of learning is not just listening, it's discerning the truth. And the truth is very, very important. Today, you can not listen to a professor in one of your classes. You can listen to the newspapers. You can listen to the TV. You can listen to politicians. And learning is about discerning what the truth is really what the truth is really is. The truth is a plumb line. It is a straight line. It is not a wavy line. And there are many people today who want to wave. We hear a lot of people saying things that are probably not the truth, but as part of learning, it is discern what that truth is. I want to share with you briefly, in addition, as Dr. Leiter mentioned, 5 areas when I was on campus that I spent time with because I wanted to get a broad liberal arts education. One, he mentioned tennis. I don't need to say anything more about that. I learned in being captain of the tennis team and playing tennis for 4 years at Western Maryland, learned teamwork, what it meant to work together, to be in a leadership position, et cetera. Wonderful experience. Second, I was very interested also in history. Took 2 years of history while I was there at the campus. History is very important. Today, we are struggling at times with an issue of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights is very important. Freedom of speech, we need to be careful about what is occurring there. Brief story, something I'd learned at Western Maryland College in Department of Economics. I decided to put it up on Facebook. I put that up on Facebook and said, you know, I didn't say Western Maryland College, but I learned that if you reduce the supply of a good, and some of the inductees here are econ majors or taking econ courses. If you reduce the supply of a good, you're likely to increase the price of the good. And we have now seen gas prices in our country go up over 40% due to the reduction in supply. And as a result of that, I was bumped off of Facebook for not complying with community standards. So if it could happen to me for a statement like that, it can happen to anybody. So to be very cognizant of what is going on. Political science, I enjoyed it. Very important to understand how our government works, how it operates, etc. The next one I want to mention is speech. I took 2 years of speech. I knew that as I wanted to teach or be involved, if you're going to be able to communicate, you got to be able to talk. And you got to be able to talk clearly in what you say. And having 2 years of speech at Western Maryland College was invaluable and continues to be invaluable to me as I taught at Michigan State University and also now teach some classes. And finally, religion. Religion is important. Faith and religion shape who you are. I took 2 years of religion classes at Western Maryland. When I was there, chapel was mandatory. Probably most people listening here didn't know that. The chapel used to be mandatory at Western Maryland College. I thought that was good. I think any time that you can attend a synagogue of your choice or a mosque of a church, you're going to be a better person for it. And then finally, briefly describe my majors. As was said, I had a wonderful experience in economics. Dr. Price was a great teacher. I'll never forget the first day in class where he said, if you write down what I tell you in these lectures, you're probably not going to do well in this class. I'm going to teach you how to think and how to discern and to help solve problems, societal problems, etc. And I'll never forget that. And then finally in mathematics, and also had a dual major in mathematics. Very important, the study of mathematics. 2 recent studies, just to mention on that. In New York, 20-year longitudinal study determined that the best predictor of success in a career is the ability to understand math at least grade level.
Hear, hear.
One of the best predictors to understand math was to do that. And also another recent study that came out on most desired careers, and the 10 most desired careers in the future over the next 20 years, every one of those careers said you need to have good math skills in those careers. So I was very fortunate that I was able to take it mathematics there. Now, what did all that learning lead to? It leads to earnings. Earnings are important. The jobs you take are important. Hopefully that you take a job that you enjoy. Don't be afraid to take risk, as was mentioned. I changed jobs 3 or 4 times because I wanted to explore different type of things. The subjects I took there at Western Maryland were of help to me. And that learning and earnings leads to maybe the most important thing, if I have to say, is to be able to serve. You should be thinking about today what you want to serve and how you want to serve. I hope every one of you join a service club. I was fortunate enough to join the Lions Club. The model of Lions Club is we serve. Kiwanis, Rotary, with women, Zonta, other clubs do that. And probably the most important thing that we did was mention that now that I'm retired, I'm working harder than I did when I got paid for it, in that we are running camps for adults with special needs. And to bring joy to one of the most underserved groups in our society means a lot to me and to my wife, Sharon, who was a part of co-founding Trailways Camp. So in conclusion, just to say, I want to wish all of you a best of luck as you go forward in your careers, that to remember that a degree is just a credential. That's not knowledge. And that learning what you get at now McDaniel's College is very important as you go forward in your career. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And again, congratulations. We thank you for your remarks. Okay, so each of you has now affirmed your loyalty to Phi Beta Kappa and pledged to uphold its standards. At this point in our ceremony, we would usually have you come forward and sign the registry. Since that's not possible today, we do plan to have the roll book along with your honor cords available on graduation day. And we will hope that you'll be able to stop by and pick them up from us at that point and sign the register. But for now, we ask that you open up the rest of the packet that we sent to you and look inside of the envelope there. And you should find a certificate. So you should find your official Phi Beta Kappa certificate. There is a handbook. There are also some materials from the Baltimore area alumni chapter of Phi Beta Kappa. Alumni organizations exist in many large cities of the United States. So if you're not staying in the Washington, D.C. or Baltimore area, you can look on the Phi Beta Kappa website, and you should be able to find an alumni organization that's near you. And we encourage you to use that network of like-minded alumni from Phi Beta Kappa colleges and universities across the country to participate in their events. You should be able to find all the web addresses and everything you need to explore their offerings in those packets. And we also want you to know that the membership fees to any alumni associations during your first year of membership are waived. So it's a great, this is a great time this summer or in this fall to look for those sorts of things that those alumni chapters have to offer. I know in the Baltimore and DC area, they often host evenings where they might have a talk, or they might go to a museum and then afterwards have a little bit of a social hour. So you can use it as a networking event. Also, inside your envelope, you should have found a gift from our chapter. Traditionally, at the end of our ceremony, we walk to the dining porch and we have a dinner that honors you and your family with fellow Phi Beta Kappa faculty members. But since we're not able to do that this year, we are instead presenting you with a Phi Beta Kappa key that was described to you earlier. It can be worn as a tie or label or lapel pin. I don't know if yours can, but I have mine on a necklace. It has your name and it has the year you were inducted engraved on it, and we hope that you'll wear it proudly. At this time, we are pleased to have with us today McDaniel College's president, Dr. Roger Casey, who is also a member of our chapter, and he is going to bring you greetings and congratulations at this time.
Thank you very much, Michelle. And thank you so much for your work as the president of our chapter. I'd also like to thank our Secretary Treasurer, Mary Bindle-Simpson, for all the extraordinary work that goes on behind the scenes to make an event like this possible. Congratulations to all of you who are being inducted tonight, and especially congratulations to Jerry. Your alma mater is extremely proud of your accomplishments. And we are delighted that we could honor you with membership in an organization that had not yet been granted a chapter when you graduated. Almost 40 years ago, I was inducted in the spring to Phi Beta Kappa at my alma mater at Furman University in South Carolina. And I was thinking about the classmates with whom I was also inducted at that point in time. And one of the things that struck me as the names were rolling through at the beginning of the ceremony tonight is it's extraordinary the different backgrounds from which each one of you who've been inducted tonight have come. Your journeys have been extraordinarily diverse. You come from Hanoi, Vietnam, from Sheila, Guatemala. You come from Maryland. Many of you, like me, are first-generation college students. You've done extraordinary work doing research as undergraduates. I noted that one of you has even been working on research related to COVID and trying to find ways to battle that disease. On Friday, I fortunately got my second vaccine, and I am very glad that yesterday was not our induction ceremony because I spent most of it completely wiped out from that wonderful vaccine. But many of you in several weeks will have that opportunity. COVID has dramatically changed your lives. It's dramatically changed our lives. I am sorry that for many of you, your senior year of college or junior year of college has been so impacted by this disease. But it's been a remarkable learning experience for all of us. And I have no doubt that later in your lives, you will look back to this time, to the resilience that we all faced as a community, and to how it's strengthened and how it's formed your own life. Similar to that is your experience in the liberal arts here at McDaniel. Regardless of what field of study that you have pursued, regardless of what you go into for a career, the liberal arts have prepared you for a life of learning, for a life of opening up new doors, for teaching you how to learn, how to react, how to integrate new knowledge into your work and into your life. And Phi Beta Kappa represents the highest achievement in that reality. This key that you've been given tonight, it doesn't open a house, it doesn't start a car, but it does open your connection to a remarkable community of individuals across this country. I've been very fortunate through my work in higher education to get to meet so many people who are involved in Phi Beta Kappa around the country. And they are not just college professors or college presidents. They're in all walks of life and all businesses. And as Michelle has said, no matter where you move, there will be a Phi Beta Kappa chapter located near you. And I encourage you to reach out and find out what kind of cultural, intellectual activities that are being planned by the local chapter. There's some remarkably interesting people in Phi Beta Kappa. And I can prove that by saying how remarkably interesting the people that are on this screen tonight are. So congratulations to you. Congratulations on being a part of our chapter of Phi Beta Kappa here at McDaniel. It has been an honor these past 11 years to serve as your president. And I am only excited even more by the fact of realizing how many great things that you are all going to achieve in your lifetime and in your careers. We are very, very proud of you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Dr. Casey. And at this time, on behalf of the members of the Delta of Maryland chapter of Phi Beta Kappa, we would like to take this opportunity to thank you for the support and encouragement that you've given our organization during your presidency here at McDaniel. And we wish you all the best in your retirement. As a true member of Phi Beta Kappa, we know that you will continue to be guided by the motto that the love of learning is a guide to your life. And we have no doubt that you will continue to be a strong advocate for the liberal arts as you leave the Hill. So please accept our sincerest best wishes.
Thank you.
Okay, by election of the chapter and by the assent of the pledge, the society's requirements for initiation have been fully satisfied. And I, in the presence of the other members of our society, declare you all to be officially members of the Delta chapter of Phi Beta Kappa in the state of Maryland, to authorize you to wear the key and badge and to participate in its meetings. You are now lifetime members of the nation's oldest academic honor society. Please be active in its programs and associations and support its endeavors and goals to be a working advocate for the liberal arts in our society. So Dr. Bendel-Simpson has just told me through texting that several of the students who were missing earlier when we read your names have now come into the Zoom meeting. And so we would like to just take a second to say hello and acknowledge you guys that you're here now. So I think that the first one, well, actually, Dr. Simpson, would you like to read the names because you know who has come into the meeting since we started?
Sure. The only one that I am positive has arrived is Ha Tu Nguyen, who is phoning in all the way from Vietnam, and therefore the time difference is very different. So I fear that the message did not get right. The other people, I believe, are not here yet.
Okay, you said something about Stefany Martinez, I thought earlier,
Um,
but
Right, but she came in
she
late,
was
but
here.
before the ID.
Okay, okay. Is Ha here? Can you say hi? So we can say hello to you.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations. Sorry you
Thank you.
missed your name being read earlier. Okay.
No, I'm so sorry I'm late.
Okay. All right. So before we all sign off, as was previously mentioned when we talked about the history, there's the secret, drawing your fingers across your lips that we are a secret society, which we aren't anymore. But there's also a secret handshake. And apparently there are several versions of this handshake. But the basic gist of the handshake is that we take our top two fingers here like this. And if you met someone else who was a member of Phi Beta Kappa, they would do the same. And then you sort of turn your hands sideways and go like this and shake hands. Okay, so you can practice with yourself or you can practice with someone nearby. And the next time you see one of us on campus, you can practice as well with that. Let's see, there's also one more thing I'd like to make you aware of is that there is a contest being held right now by the National Phi Beta Kappa organization. The contest is to take your picture with your Phi Beta Kappa certificate, or you can also, we have something called the Phi Beta Kappa self key, which is in Dr. Mary Bendel-Simpson's office. I think she's going to probably hold it up for us in a second here. And if you would like to stop by her office and take a picture with the self key, you could do that as well. But basically you take a picture of yourself with your Phi Beta Kappa certificate and post it to either Instagram or Twitter, and you can win an exciting prize package from the national office of Phi Beta Kappa swag. And you can, if you go to this website, you can find more details about that. So again, congratulations to everyone. We're very proud of you. If I don't know, Mary, if anybody would want us to play the slideshow that was playing at the beginning again, like if you didn't get here right when the ceremony started, we could play that slideshow again. And if you want to stick around and see all of the pictures and all of the comments that each person submitted to us, we could do that. But and if you saw it earlier, you don't have to stick around. Thank you for coming, and please have a good rest of your evening.
Roger. Roger, this is Jim.
Yes, sir.
What was the version of your vaccine?
Moderna.
I had the same reaction. I could not walk the next day.
Oh.
I had 27 hours of sleep in the past 48
Oh
hours.
my. It affects us all differently, but when you said that, I thought, oh yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah. But it's a good feeling, I'll tell you.
Oh, indeed, it's good to get it over with.
Shut her down, Mom.
Okay, so if you'd like to stay and watch the slideshow again, we'll play it. If not, again, have a great evening.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day, everyone.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice night, everyone.
Congratulations to everyone.
Thank you.
Jerry, are you still on? No, I guess I lost him.
He may have gone away.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Congratulations, Delaney.
Thank you, Ms. Gervin.
Congratulations, everyone.
Okay, the slideshow should start up with going by with the different people in like 1 second. Hopefully, there it goes. Oh, hello, Dr. Feely.
Hi.
Did you get the time mixed up?
I'm going to take the 5th on that.
Okay, that's okay.
Thank you. See you soon.
Bye-bye. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.